My name is Austin Taylor. Right now I work at Pulp Fiction Comics and Games.
My name is Lizzie Branch, and I am a painting student at the Kansas City Art Institute. I have never read any comic books or graphic novels.
I would say at least I spend 30 minutes a day reading them.
I'm not really a fan of comics so much as manga, but I have read a couple comics and I like them.
I think comic book superheroes are pretty cool. I love the illustrations in them, but I don't really follow them very much. My favorite superhero is definitely Batman, because he wasn't born with powers, he just kind of owned it and has all these cool gadgets, and yeah, he definitely is the coolest.
I'll just say Batman. Yeah, Batman wins it all.
My favorite would have to be Death the Kid off of Soul Eater.
The kinds of stories that I like to read and watch are definitely fantasy. Fairy tales, you know, grim fairy tales are my favorites.
They do an original storyline, and then some odd years later they'll redo it, but they'll change something about it. I like to see the difference in what they're telling and see what happens to the characters.
I don't think I could sit down and write a comic because I don't have enough patience for it.
I would definitely say that graphic novels are definitely fine art.
Yeah, I do.
What I would have to say that qualifies to be fine art would be something that you created yourself, something that came from within you.
Art for comics is getting better and better because more artists are being turned into comic book artists. So we just see more different views of the same media in different ways.
It takes a while to create them, and it'd have to take a lot of patience and stuff to actually sit down and draw all the tiny details they do. Some manga and animes actually get into really good details.
Usually whenever they actually paint it, not when it's digital. When a guy's actually spending hours on end just drawing one page, and the pages have to be way bigger than they usually are just to shrink them. So you get that so much more detail just in the painting.
Comics are the start of pop culture.
The comics have affected other media by now you're seeing more superhero movies, so more people are getting involved with comics. That's something that has grown in popularity huge bit.
I would definitely say that art and pop culture, mass media, they definitely share the same space. I see them on two different levels though, but they're both art forms. I would definitely say that they both are art.
Yes, it has affected the art.
Kind of take away from the genuine idea of a comic.
Usually whenever a movie comes out, it'll be reflected in the book's actual sales. Like once the Avengers came out, we couldn't have an Avengers thing on the wall for more than 2 seconds just because of everything.
They do follow the same line of being art, but definitely has been taken advantage of with all of the movie and action figures and just all of the money that they're able to make off of those movies. And it takes away from the genuine, you know, hand-drawn comics, you know, that makes it art.
It's kind of a put-off just because they're doing so much superhero movies that we don't get to see really anything else. But if movie companies were to take other comics and then put them into a movie-like format, I would like to see that.